Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is Monday, February 6th, 2023. My name's Jeremy, and we're going to call it my first cup. Big bottle of water. Who's out there? I want to say good morning to Frank, Mike, Gad, Rebecca, Dennis, and all the rest of you, whether you're watching live or you're watching later or you are listening. Thank you for being here. Some of you might be saying, wait a second, Jeremy, I thought you said you were going to be at an office today and you were going to drink coffee and we were going to have more of the show that we're used to having. I struggled to fall asleep last night, like really struggled. And when my alarm went off at 5, I said, nope. And I went back to bed for another half hour. And that meant I didn't have the time to walk down the street because it's not right there, but it's a couple blocks. And so we're drinking water today. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. If your weekend was as good as my weekend, you had an incredible weekend. Even if it was half as good as my weekend, you had a really, really good weekend. Who else is here? Good morning, Stacy and Kelly and Jenny. Stacy's asking, am I on the floor? No, I'm sitting on the bed. I didn't want to do the show from the desk because the desk is tippy and I've got a bunch of stuff stacked up on it. I'm going on a tour of one of the ruins tomorrow and it's an all-day thing. So it's like, what stuff do I want to put in my bag? And half of that's on the table. I didn't feel like moving it, honestly. Well, there's so much going on. So much. It's really kind of crazy. First off, look how tan I am. For me, this is tan. It doesn't throw the white balance off. You can tell I'm tan because look at the contrast with the wall. I did end up with a little bit of a sunburn on Saturday. Man, I do not like this camera. I think next time I travel, I have to bring the other camera. I think the built-in camera on this is kind of junk, but not much I can do. I'd either have to bring the other camera or bring the lighting, and I'm definitely not bringing lighting. Spent some time on the beach, feet in the sand, had a couple drinks. Much of what I'm doing here is walking around, looking at stuff, eating great food. Actually went back to a restaurant 2 nights in a row, had almost the same food. It was that good. And have some drinks. No worries, Jenny. And I do want to know about your weekends. Tell me what happened for you. What happened with your weekends? What's happening today with your Monday? We do have an episode of Martial Arts Radio to bring up. And yeah, just drop that in the chat and I'll respond and we can chat with each other. But I had a realization last night, and this was kind of funny. So Saturday, I'm at this restaurant, this place called Burgerito, burgers and Mexican food. Very simple menu. The back section of it, where most of the seating, had no roof. And you're sitting in with all these trees, and it was awesome. Really, really great. And it starts to rain, and there's this couple sitting next to me, and I can tell that they speak English without an accent. And they're looking at my food. They got there after me, and what did you get? Oh, I got this. How is it? It's really good. Okay. So it starts raining, and I don't mind so much, but the girl wasn't so thrilled. So they move, and they're like, "You're alone. You want to come sit with us? Come chat." Well, long story short, Canadian couple, great folks, ended up spending, we hung out all night, went to a bunch of different spots. It was their last night, so they were showing me all their favorite places. and there was a lot of alcohol. I don't usually do that, but there was a lot of alcohol, and so I was hurting a little bit yesterday. But the realization was, it's always a couple from Canada. In 2010 in Costa Rica, it was a couple from Canada. In 2013, when I went to Galapagos, it was a couple of girls from Canada. Last year in Belize, a couple of girls from Canada. So I don't know what it is about these couples from Canada, but they like getting me drunk. I don't know what to do with that. I just thought I would share because I find it interesting. Good morning, Nathan. Mike says very choppy on my end. Wouldn't surprise me. Tropical Wi-Fi. Cad says Nicolas Cage is making a movie based on my relation with the son, Red, in 60 seconds. That's funny. Kelly says, and she sounds like she's healing well. Obviously not doing too much, but excited to be using crutches more than a walker now. That's great. Stacy says Saturday was reading and editing and not much else. Too damn cold. Yesterday was laundry and reading and knitting. Woo. I will say that I had some fun trying to explain negative 45 degrees with wind chill to people here. Where are you from? I'm from almost Canada, is what I have settled into, because I know where Canada is. It's either almost Canada or 5 hours from New York City. One of the two will work for most people. But trying to explain to them minus 45, they're like, oh, that's pretty cold. I'm like, yeah, water freezes at 32. Plus 32. If you're a native Mexican, you cannot process that. There's just, what context do you have? Kind of like when I hear folks talk about, it gets to be 110, 120. I can't really process that. Oh, bummer. Dennis's show in Boston was canceled. So, now episode of Martial Arts Radio. Let's fire that up. I hope you guys are staying up on the episodes. Oh, it's not here yet. What's going on, Julius? Is it in the podcast feed? Maybe it's not just. Nope, it's not out yet. I don't know. There will be an episode later today, and I don't remember who it is, so I can't tell you. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. So what's going on today for me? Today is a normal work day. I have calls starting at 9. I think my last one ends at 3. I have 2 new clients. One that we already did our first call and kind of the free call, and he said, yeah, let's do this. I'm in. So our call today is getting those details set up, and then I have another intro call with somebody. I think that's the last call of the day. And then I have a coaching call with my coach this evening. So I don't know what I'm going to do in between. We'll eat dinner at some point, maybe take a nap. But my office, my private office overlooking the city, which I need to figure out how to pay for. They sent me very bizarre instructions, but I'm sure we'll cover that today. $250 a week. Coffee, water, furnished, air conditioning, amazing view, and a door. $250 a week. Like, come on, that's incredible. I'm super pumped. You can not make noise now, phone. Stacy says at 110 degrees your Birkenstocks melt. I did not know that. I hope I don't have to know that. Rebecca says Saturday I had an amazing day after my Kempo morning class with my son. I was fortunate to attend the special class with Sensei Andrew. He taught us a Kung Fu Kata that was lots of fun to learn. I don't think it was a Kung Fu Kata. I'm pretty sure it was a Shito-ryu Kata. Maybe. I'm guessing. Wansu, wasn't it? You guys were in Wansu? And I heard it was a lot of fun. And if I wasn't here, I would have been there for sure. Stacey says, when in Puerto Rico with that minus 15 weather hit, we showed them video of boiling water being thrown up in the air. Yeah, that's fun. Gad says, bizarre instructions? Paying for the office. No, people drop paper bags with money in park bins all the time. No, they're just in very fine print. It's you wire the money here or, crypto with Tether. Who takes Tether to this address? It's like, well, we're gonna have a quick chat about this for him. Send the money over. I actually would have been more comfortable just paying in cash. Might still do that if they're good with it. Yeah, bunch of good stuff. I actually went into the office both Saturday and Sunday, did a little bit of work, and I think that's the biggest thing that I wanted to share is when I'm by breaking out of my routine, things are going differently in a really good way, right? I'm thinking differently. I'm thinking clearly, and I've had some really good work happen. Most of the work that I'm doing and the professional focus for me when I came down, I wanted to work on programs and building kind of the process by which people would sign up for and engage with those programs. We're selling a copy of Kit Clinic, pretty much every day, at least one. And so that's good. The initial feedback has been really good. I have some stuff I want to edit with the 30-day challenge, but there's a lot going on with programs, and I'm really excited for that. So for those of you who have not tried one of our programs, don't worry. There's about 75 more ideas in my head, and I've got things 6 or 7 already laid out on the roadmap for things we are going to do. Frank's asking, how cold is it where you're all at? Here in Cincinnati, it's 32 with a high today of 48. It is currently 69. They must be putting on jackets down here. And today is going to be, I think, 80. Here, I'll show you the forecast. Look at all that sunshine. And it's funny because, it comes up, it's like, oh, there's rain. It's a bummer you have rain. Well, their version of rain coming in at this time of year is like 10 minutes, a few drips. That's it. So I haven't experienced any real rain yet. Yeah. So that's what we got. That's where I'm at. If anybody else has stuff to share or questions or things that you're doing today, I want to hear all about them, but I'm going to move on. Frank gave us some stuff to chat about. Thank you to Frank. I appreciate you as always. And thank you to Josh for our theme song. Thank you to Denise for the audio. And here we go. So it's February. It's still Black History Month. And next up, we're talking about one of Muhammad Ali's daughters, Layla. If you didn't know, she is actually a really good boxer. And most of what I recall about her comes from a podcast interview that Mark Maron did with her, the WTF podcast. Pretty sure that was the show. But was really impressed. She's also a TV personality and motivational speaker. And we've got some quotes. Everyone wouldn't just accept that I wanted to be a fighter because I wasn't someone that they envisioned could or would be a fighter. I would guess, unless you're a boxing fan, if anybody can name a professional female boxer, it would be Layla. Which, what does that suggest? There isn't a lot of attention, right? And we could unpack why. There are a variety of reasons, things that we could look at and say, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. I don't really think those things matter so much. But it's not a path a lot of people see. And I suspect that there's a lot of pressure on her, given who her father is. Was? Well, her father is Muhammad Ali. He may not be around anymore, but still her father. So that's not something I would envy, that pressure. If you're having a bad day, the main thing on the mental side is realizing that I'm having a bad day and thinking about why, and then just kind of reprioritizing and saying, I'm going to let myself have this bad day, but tomorrow I'm going to get back on track. That's pretty much it. We all have them. You do have to let yourself have them and then go within and figure out why you're having it and prevent it from happening again. Absolutely. Good morning, Brian. A bad event that has passed where the results are already finished. You can't change them. You have to accept them and move on. Give yourself a timeline. I wish that had gone differently. Well, how long are you going to dwell? You're just going to keep holding on to it? Or are you actually going to maybe take it as motivation and be better prepared next time? Because you can always be better prepared. I've heard a number of coaches, athletic coaches, talk about 24 hours. If the team loses, they get to mourn for 24 hours and then they're done. No more. Because you have to move on. You can't be truly focused on the future when you're thinking about the past. Brian says he was late because he was actually on Friday's stream. Started knowing what you were about to say. Well, that's funny. Gad says, Lucia Rieker from the Netherlands also springs to mind. I do not know that name. And our last one. Where do we go? There we go. If you're passionate about something, you believe in it, then you have to be consistent. And you have to put in the hard work that it takes to be successful. Let's talk about consistency. People don't want to be consistent. It takes energy. I was having a conversation with someone on Friday. Someone who's feeling a little overwhelmed, very overwhelmed with some things going on in life. And they've drawn out all these things that they want to do as part of their morning routine, and they're exhausting. Because it's 0 to 60. I wasn't doing any of these. Now I want to do all of these. Well, there's a difference between wanting to do something and having the energy to do something. And having a strong enough why, right? We talk about the reason often. Having a strong enough why will get you over that hump if energy, momentum, discipline, habit aren't enough to carry you through. But that's rarely going to do it indefinitely. You're going to slip up. This is why 12 Months to Health is the format it is. It's why it's one thing at a time. Build the habit and then move on. And so that was my advice to her was, well, pick one thing. What's one thing out of that massive list that isn't going to take a lot of time? Oh, I could do this. Great. So keep doing that. And how about that other one you mentioned? You could actually do that in the car driving to work. I guess I could. Great. So there's two out of your 50. And do those for 3 to 4 weeks. And once you don't even have to think about them, then pick the next easiest one. We forget the power of habit because we are pulled in so many different directions, and we are constantly told that this pill, this book, this surgery will solve all of your problems. It's not how it works. Whatever the situation is that you're trying to correct, it rarely occurred because of a single instance. It took a lot of time to get there. It takes time to get back away from there. It's a fact. It's just how it is. And we need to be kind to ourselves, not just when we make mistakes, but in setting ourselves up for success. A good martial arts instructor sets their students up for success. A first day white belt should not be thrown in to any kind of aggressive free-form situation with a higher rank, where the higher rank is actually trying, putting in real effort. Right? That doesn't set the white belt up for success. It doesn't set them up to learn from their mistakes and feel good about their wins and come back the next day for a little bit of progress. We wouldn't generally do that to other people, but we do it to ourselves all the time. A little bit of kindness goes a long way. I would suggest, if we are treating ourselves well, we treat ourselves at least a little better than we treat everyone else. Oh, but Jeremy, that's selfish. No, it's not. Selfish is at the exclusion of other people. I didn't say anything about excluding other people. I said, treat yourself a little bit better than you would treat others. Just a little. Because you are the most important person in your life. And if you treat everyone else better than you, they will take that as permission to not treat you well. It took me a long time to figure that one out. Gad says, Lucia Riker? How would I say that? Was once called the most dangerous woman in the world. She was a very skilled and accomplished boxer and kickboxer. She's retired now, but she said she would only come back for one more fight with Layla Ali. Oh, that's fun. Can we get her on the show? Can you make that happen? That would be awesome. Let's get her on the show. Sounds exactly like the type of person I would want to talk to. Speaking of which, let's double check. Let's see if that's there now. Did you guys check out episode 785 from Thursday? Martial arts should be fun. People seem to like that one. Riker. This is the nerdiest way for you to describe this. And I'm happy and not that I know what you're talking about. Riker is in William, and she's a great person as well. How many of you get that reference? I don't even like that show. All right. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you go off and do wonderful things. And, speaking of habit, if you didn't do the 30-day challenge, it's not too late. It's there indefinitely. You just go to whistlekick.com, go into the programs and training section of the store and sign up. It's right there. There's a form. If you did it and you are not doing anything as part of your daily at-home training habit, why not? If you finished that, you found value in it, right? Why not do Kick Clinic? There may be some of you who don't kick in your training. That's fine. But that's very few of you. Kick Clinic, do it. All right. I am going to go. I hope to see you all back here tomorrow. I hope that you checked out the family page. I updated that on Friday. I'm pretty sure that was Friday. No, Thursday? I don't know, someday last week. You can also use the code FIRSTCUP15 to save 15% on anything at whistlekick.com, like Kick Clinic or any of our other training programs. And we've got the Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick. There's some stuff that will get updated on the Patreon probably this week. That's one of the things that I'm not finding as much ease in doing. I don't have a good space here, and I haven't found a great outside space yet. So there's some things I'm possibly going to do at the office, because if I move the furniture a little bit, I've got enough space. Gad, I can't hang with you on that one. I don't know which one that is. I don't know what song that is. I got an idea of the era. All right, everybody, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace.